Barbara, here's my hand. An 18th century teaching said that there were three ways to remember one who has passed away. One is with tears, one is with silence, and one is with a song. So Aunt Barbara, this one's for you. Hello? Oh, okay. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away in the evening. I'll fly away. Please don't cry, and I will tell you why. I'll fly away. Mom and Phil are walking on my street. I'll fly away. When your time comes, we will meet and greet. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. Yes, I'm ready. I'll fly away. Because at 93, I leave a lovely family tree. I'll fly away. Yes, at 93, I leave a lovely family tree. Hallelujah, I've flown away.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you to our bird releasers, Ernie and Callan. Not to mention, thank you to all the doves. Fantastic. I was walking through Barbara's home about 3 weeks ago, and I saw on a table a stack of papers. And I went over to the stack, and on the top of the stack, I saw a poem. And I wondered what that was, so I went over and took a look at it. And what I saw was a poem that I had written for Barbara 23 years earlier for her 70th birthday. And it was sitting there. So I picked it up and looked at it. I read it and I said, that's what I want to read at her celebration. So I'm going to do that. But I have to explain a few things first, or otherwise you might not understand some of the references. So first of all, my mother was a wicked tennis player. She lettered in tennis at Stanford. She played it throughout her life. She was also a ping pong player of great skill. And I, in my teens, thought very highly of my own ping pong game because I could crush the ball with abandon and with force. But playing against my mother was basically like hitting against a backboard. As hard as you hit the ball would come back with pace and always in one of the corners. So you're always diving for it. Now, I won my share of those closely contested matches, but I always had that gnawing feeling that perhaps those victories were little small gifts from my mother rather than actually earned. The second thing I need to explain is that she confessed to her children that one Halloween long ago, when she was quite young, that she and some friends had commandeered her parents' chauffeur and also the Rolls Royce. And they had convinced him to drive them off for trick-or-treating. Now, of course, if the occupant is not home, then it's time for the tricking party. And they had brought with them a dozen raw eggs. The doves are back. They had brought with them a dozen raw eggs, so they would get out and they would throw eggs at the front door of the house. So as you can imagine, this did not go unnoticed in the neighborhood. And so the following day, there were some calls that went into her parents. And that day found Barbara on Jerry Lane, going from house to house, ringing doorbells, apologizing, and spending the rest of the day cleaning up while she was there. The last one that I need to tell you about is that I remember in my childhood that my mom shared her ideas for inventions with me. And she was, there were little improvements to life, and she sort of wondered, well, why doesn't this already exist? And so we kidded with her that she should send those to the U.S. Patent Office I'm sure they'd do quite well. So, okay, now you know everything that you need to know to hear the poem. And the poem is entitled Ode to Maman. Remember days in the warmth of spring when down the line the ball would zing. A little girl with a gap-toothed smile would beat you by a country mile. She was never one to rail or pout, and even with your ball just out, she'd say the words, "Too good, it's in. Barbara, it's the hearts you win." Her sister and she were quite a pair, witty